Hey, and welcome to a very special video. I'm going to do a real quick one-off for this weekend. I hope you're going to have a great weekend. And I'm just going to talk about it is the small things, as I back the focus up a little bit, that you can do to make your guys your own. And it doesn't have to be anything super elaborate or crazy. It can be tiny things you do just to give them some personality, and you can add them over time, which is really important. Now, with Space Marines, one of the big things has always been wanting to create your own chapter or whatever, and oftentimes a lot of people struggle with how to do it, what kind of color scheme, what things to do like that. But it's really what comes down to what gives them the personality you want. So one thing I started experimenting with is, like you'll see, I started doing these kind of unusual geometric designs, and you'll see it on the chest plate here with him. You'll see some of them on the legs, and how I started explaining it was, well, they recruit from a world's clans, therefore they will put little touches of their clan heraldry into it. For example, on this Mark 6 guy, I got painted in some knee pads for him, and of course some stripes down. And of course he's got some different stuff going on. He's not super elaborate. You can see I did a kind of a two-tone on the backpack just to add little elements that I could hit up during the whole thing, just to kind of give him a little bit of individuality. We'll take this guy over here, and you can see I've got a couple marks on his helmet, and that's pretty much all he got. But that's the thing, is when you look at him in retrospect, he's got this little touch on him. Of course, he's working within the color scheme, but it's not super elaborate. There's one right above that eye. There's two here. Why does he have them? Well, because I felt like those would look good on that guy, and that's what happened. Those are his personal markings, and, well, that's why he's got them there. You can give them to him for very particular reasons, like maybe they did something important in one of your games, and you want to remember that with a little bit of an addition on there. The thing is, you don't have to go completely, pardon me, out of your mind. Like with this guy, I did a white stripe on two sections. I colored the bolts in later. I actually like to color just the leg bolts in. But outside of that, he does not have a lot of excess or extra stuff going on. The thing is, at the end of the day, even if you're just doing like normal troops or things like that, adding in tiny little touches can really bring a unit to life. Like you can add in this battle damage. They can tell a story if you want. You can add in tiny little markings on them. Maybe they got like, maybe your guys have like on one of their arms, they'll have little kill tallies, and you'll have like little like black marks on it, and you can do something like that. Or maybe it'll be on the lower leg that they keep it, or whatever. Thing is, no matter what you do, you can always add little bits of personality. Now, this works for all of the units you could ever build. Be they historical, you could always look up little extra things, especially if you look into some old heraldry and you decide to do a couple of your own spins on it. And you can do this with Imperial Guard units. You can do this with just about anything. The point I'm making is you don't have to go overboard to add a tiny bit of personality to your guys in order to make them yours. You can just do a little bit of battle damage. You can add in a couple special markings that really only your guys use, to be honest. And they don't have to be anything elaborate. Don't imprison yourself to thinking you have to have some pro-painted crazy thing. And honestly, when you're doing stuff, don't feel bad if, for example, you kind of go off and do your own thing. And we'll struggle to get this lady in focus. She's not done. I've been trying to get back to working on her, but this is painted for my brother's a test miniature, and I kind of did a number of my own things on it. I believe this is iron rack skin, rose gold, I think from Huge Miniatures, and a couple other things. But you can do a lot with, for example, these guys. Maybe you have it where there's a check mark on part of their backpack or on their leg. You could put little, various things on them. You can color the bolter casing a different color. Like in this case, it's this gray. The thing is, don't beat yourself up if you're not perfect. Just go out, try things, and do stuff that makes you happy. You don't have to be crazy, and that's my well, you don't have to go overboard to give your models some personality. Don't overthink it. Just do things that will add a little bit of character to each of them, but don't take a huge amount of time. And hey, go out there, play games, and have a good time. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.